Hey there. Thank you for being here. I always say that at the end, but I should acknowledge you guys at the beginning. If you're listening to me, I appreciate it. So I hear women say this all the time. And I've said it a million times myself. Have you ever said, like, I'm fine when you weren't fine at all? If you've done that, and I bet if you are listening to me, you are raising your hand, yeah, that's me, then this episode is for you. Because being quote unquote fine has become a full-time job for us, hasn't it? You hold it together for everybody. The family, the team, your friends, the house, the holidays, which are coming up. And somewhere in there, you're also supposed to hold it together for yourself too, right? And I see this every day. I lived it for years. Strong women who are successful, productive, accomplished, disciplined, ambitious, who are exhausted, completely and utterly exhausted. Disciplined women who cannot lose weight, competent women, more than competent women, accomplished women who feel like they are falling apart inside. And the world keeps saying, and your friends and everyone around you, your family, you're so strong. You're so strong. But here's what I want to ask. What's the cost of that strength? Because I know for me, I would often hear from friends and family things like, you're the strongest person I know. And I would be a little embarrassed because I would think, what a fraud I am then. Because if you only knew the mask that I'm wearing, if you only knew how weak I actually feel. And that pretend facade of strength cost me a lot. But I also want to acknowledge that a lot of us, me included, and maybe you can relate to this, we wear that strong like armor. We wear it so long that we actually forget how heavy it is. You know, when you do something for a long time, you just get used to it. I've used this analogy over and over. When you have a toothache and you don't have time to go to the dentist because of project deadlines and kids that need to get here and there and whatever else is going on in life. So you just take a little ibuprofen or you take some Tylenol and you kind of numb the pain, right? Well, a couple days go by, you've been popping some Tylenol over and over, and you forget about the pain a little bit. You get a little used to it. And so it's not that the the decay or whatever's going on, it's not that the damage isn't still being done. It is. The tooth is rotting, there's infection, whatever that issue is still there. It's just we don't remember how much pain we're in because we've gotten used to it and we numb it. Well, when you wear strong and strength like an armor, you forget how heavy it is in just the same way that you forget how that pain in your tooth is there. But underneath all that armor, your body is screaming for relief. Your metabolism cannot relax. Your hormones cannot reset, level off. Your nervous system never gets the signal that it's safe to just exhale. So the thing is, you cannot heal a body that's still fighting a war, and that's exactly what's going on. There's this phrase or this idea that goes around is and it gets thrown around a lot, this idea that, women do it all. Women can do it all. We can handle it all. But doing it all, handling it all has become a form of self-destruction, in my opinion. Because behind all that doing that you're doing, there's a constant cortisol drip. There's a mind that never shuts off. 2 a.m. scrolling, Little side note. I have this really inexpensive little 3-day program that I have an ad out for. If you're listening to this episode, it's probably end of October, beginning of November of 2025, and I have ads going on right now. And do you know when the majority of the purchases for that 3-day program come in? Between 1 and 2 a.m. Because women can't turn their brain off, so they're on Facebook and Instagram scrolling and they see my ad and they think to themselves, rightly so, that's me. I need this, and they buy. My point with that, it was an interesting little piece of information and data that we found and a pattern that we found, but it's because that brain never shuts off, and so you're doom scrolling. And the reality is that your brain can't shut off, but you also have a heart that's always on alert. And then we wonder, why am I so tired? Why am I bloated? Why am I inflamed? Why am I puffy? Why am I stuck and can't fix any of this that's going on with my body, despite how accomplished I am and successful I am with everything else? Well, I'll tell you why. Your body doesn't know the difference between a bear in the woods when you're on a hike and a calendar that is completely full of obligations. Stress is stress. Stress is stress. And even when it's good stress, it still counts. Hell, we are purchasing by the time this episode releases, we will have purchased and we are moving into a beautiful new home that I'm absolutely in love in. But it has been so stressful. Even good stress still counts. The mental load, the invisible or very real to-do lists, the never-ending planning, coordinating, caring, it all adds up to one message that your body hears loud and clear, and that is, I am not safe to rest. And when your body does not feel safe to rest, it holds on. It holds on to energy, it holds on to fat, to water, to anything that makes it feel like you're stuck. And that is not about your body being broken or your metabolism being broken. That is about your body protecting you, your metabolism protecting you. But the result is you're burned out and you're in survival mode. So here's what I want you to understand. Real strength is not holding everything together for everyone. Real strength is knowing when to put something down. The metabolism you want, the calm you crave, the energy you miss, they all live on the other side of less. Let me say that again. Everything you want lives on the other side of less. Less overload, less obligation, less I've got it, less I'll do that. So I want to ask you something, and I want you to be honest. Where are you still carrying things that don't belong to you? Where could you let yourself be held instead of holding everything for everybody? Maybe it's, I don't know, asking for help at work or at home. Maybe it's saying no. Maybe it's taking 10 minutes to do nothing and let that be enough. Even though it doesn't seem like it's much, take 10 minutes and do nothing. Because when you finally put some of that down, your body notices. And this is not woo-woo shit. This is reality. This is science. Your body notices. Your heart rate lowers. Your cortisol levels drop. Your metabolism begins to fire and wake back up a little bit. Your body starts to believe you and trust you again. So if you are listening to this and you're tired of being the strong one, you're not failing. You're freaking human. And maybe it's time to let strong look different in your life. Strong can be you rested. Strong can be you more grounded. Strong can be you saying, I need help. So the next time you hear yourself say, I'm fine. Oh, yeah, I'm fine. How are you? I'm fine. I want you to ask yourself, am I? And if the answer is no, that's not weakness. That is the beginning of actual and real strength because you can't heal what you keep hiding. And you don't have to hold it all together to be whole. You don't have to hold it all together for you to be whole. Thank you for being here with me this afternoon. I hope this one helps. I hope it hits home for you a little bit, and I hope you heed what I'm saying. I'd love to hear from you, and I'll see you right back here next time.